Hi, and welcome to the 2021 Chicago Yarn Crawl. I'm Tammy from TLD Design Center in front of my Berwyn location, Berwyn, Illinois, that is, about 15 minutes west of downtown Chicago. For all of my in-person crawlers this year, I wanted to give you a heads up on what it looks like. You can see the TLD in this display window. And my other display window for the gallery is the JAD. We have plenty of free curbside parking right out in front of the studio here, the yarn shop, and more across the street. And you can even go westbound over there and park. Free parking, no limits. No worries. And we are completely accessible at our front door. So I'm going to bring you in only because it's a little bit noisy, but I'm not giving you the full tour here. I know we told you that we were, but I want you to be able to experience whether you're going to come in person to the crawl or if you're going to virtually crawl this year. I didn't want to spoil it for you. So I am going to step inside. Hi, I'm inside now where it's a little bit quieter. You might still hear a little bit of traffic noise. I am on a busy street at 2619 Ridgeland Avenue in Berwyn, Illinois. So where's the tour, right? Well, I'm sorry, that's a little bit of a teaser. I'm not going to give you a tour other than what you see here. Not today. That's what in-person crawling is for. And that's what my virtual live event crawling is for. So, sorry. So, what does that mean? Okay, well, the Chicago Yarn Crawl, it starts on Saturday, July 31st. And so I will be open in the Berwyn studio here on Saturday, July 31st from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. And I will have a live Facebook crawl tour live on Facebook at 11 a.m. Central Time. Only about a 15-minute thing. It's no big whoop, right? And that's when I will show you from entering my front door, scanning the studio, scanning the yarn shop, so you can see everything that you would if you were able to be here in person. Because I know if you could be, you would be, right? So yeah. So why else should you watch the virtual? Well, because there's this thing called the sponsor basket drawing that you certainly want to enter. And that is how virtual crawlers can participate in the Chicago Yarn Crawl drawing. Each of the 18 shops have this bountiful vendor sponsored basket in our shops this year. We are so happy. The number of vendors that contributed to the baskets is just astounding this year. We are just so bowled over with the generosity and the support that our vendors have been providing to us this year. And so I wanted to give a shout out to those vendors that did supply something for every single 18 of the 18 baskets. And that's starting with Shibui Knits with a knitting kit. Oh, I'm not going to go through what everybody contributed. You're going to have to stop. You're going to have to see the sponsor baskets to see what all the goodies that are in there. Wool and the Gang, Malbrigo, Coco Knits, Knitting Zone, Plymouth Yarns, Cascade Yarns, Barocco Yarns, and Knitting Fever all contributed something or other yarny goodness in each of the baskets that are sitting in our respective shops. But you see, you need to enter our drawing in order to win the one that's in our shop. And so I will be revealing how a virtual crawler can enter the drawing for my shop basket on Saturday, July 31st at 11 o'clock during the live. Okay, so maybe you can't make the 11 o'clock time. It will be recorded and it will be available after the fact for you to watch at your convenience. And I will also upload it to my own YouTube channel. So hopefully these links will be shown under this video that you're watching now. If not, you can search TLD Design Center and or find the links. I'm sorry, you can find the links at chicagoyarncrawl.com. Let's not forget about that. So, in-person crawlers, you will automatically be able to enter that drawing. You'll be also able to enter a shop level drawing. And so I have curated a shop basket that is available specifically to my in-person crawlers, and the in-person crawlers can also then have their name rolled over into the sponsor basket drawing. So what else is going on with the Chicago Yarn Crawl? Well, we've got the tote bags. We've got a wonderful design. We're celebrating Chicago Blues. Planning to stop in my shop and want to pick up a bag? Contact me to purchase it in advance. I'll hold it here for you for the date you come to crawl. And then on the bag is printed all of our shop names, and each shop, you'll go from shop to shop collecting our little buttons to pin over our respective location on your crawl bag. It's a fun thing, and it holds lots of yarn. That's the best part, it holds lots of yarn. So that's the tote bag, and there's also a project bag. I am not carrying the project bag, so check with the other shops on the crawl to find out who is, if you're interested in purchasing one of those project bags. They're also very awesome this year too, with the Chicago Blues theme on it. Okay, so what else? There is also the shop pattern. So I am actually wearing a shop pattern that I designed for a previous yarn crawl, and it is my honeycomb swag shawl, and it is knit from one of my own hand-dyed yarns. I am a dyer. I dye under the label Purple Cat Art, and you'll be able to find my yarn and all the things that I dye, including fiber for felting, etc., in my two shops. But in this case, this particular pattern, I will likely let you have a copy for free if you haven't already received one. It will be a PDF file, and you will be printing it off yourself. And then the 2021 crawl pattern, there's a little sneak peek because it's not quite done. It's right over there. And it too is utilizing my Purple Cat Art hand-dyed yarn. And you can easily substitute, though. It's a great use of your leftover fingering yarns from projects past. You can arrange them and then tie them all together with a new hand-dyed skein that makes it's another honeycomb. I just love the honeycomb. I just really, really enjoy it. I like looking at it. I like knitting it. So let's see what else. Patterns, sponsor basket, store basket, shop. Oh, specials. Okay. So each shop might have some specials that you want to check out. Mine happen to be, I have two different special options. One is in keeping with celebrating the blues, is indigo dyeing. We're going to dye yarn blue. So this is a class that I typically, or an opportunity I typically do have available in my studio for a different price point, but I will be making it available to registered students, and it will be a $9 fee for dyeing up to 3 skeins, 100-gram skeins of yarn. So that's 3, 6, 9, 10 and a half ounces, up to 10 and a half ounces if your material is in a different format. Yeah, so those dates will be featured somewhere, either on my Facebook page, and my Instagram, my website, on my calendar. You know, yeah, if you can't find it, just contact me. The other special that I'm offering in honor of the Chicago Yarn Crawl this year is an opportunity for a beginning hand knitting class for $1. And so this is specific to registered students, and those dates are on my calendar, and I am limiting it to 4 per class. It's a 2-hour class, and normally $28. It is $1. And I do need you to register in order to attend, as I am maintaining a 4-person max limit in my in-person classes still. So hopefully I've caught everything. If you're wondering what's all behind me, though, let me tell you just a little bit about me, about my studio. I started my Westmont studio in 1993, so well over 27 years ago. I've been at it here in the Chicagoland area, and I am a multidiscipline fiber artist. I'm a professional who sells my finished work, such as my finished shawls and such, at fine art shows and the One of a Kind show, and have been then teaching and bringing all of the fine materials and classes to the Chicagoland clientele, although I have plenty of people who come in from out of state. And so we are, when I say multiple discipline, I'm saying we are weaving, knitting, crocheting, felt making. Wet felting is one of my specialties. In fact, dyeing, dyeing yarn, dyeing fabric, printing and dyeing fabrics. We have jewelry making classes. We just have all of the things, but of course, Chicago Yarn Crawl is focusing on things done with yarn. And so you can see we've got knitting there, we've got cones of yarn. Those are great for the weaving looms and knitting machine also. I also am a former demonstrator and wholesale rep for knitting machines and college instructor. And so we've got cone yarns, and you can see there's a floor loom there. That is one of my beginners, her first project, being dressed on the loom right now. Back there is some wet felting examples. And so so all of these things, the materials that go into these things are available for sale in the looms, from very small looms to very large looms, tapestry looms, those used and new looms. Those are all available here in my studios, and I'd love to talk to you about any one of these topics. So I'm gonna let you go on your way. Please put me on the calendar for your live crawl experience in my Berwyn shop on Saturday, July 31st at 11 a.m. Central Time. And otherwise, put me on your in-person crawl experience. I so look forward to seeing you this year. Oh, mask wearing. Please wear a mask. Thank you. Hope you win a basket.